In this room, many of us are faced with a cost of living crisis. As the price of goods and services have surged, our salaries have remained stagnant. Renters have not been spared, with up to 10% increase in rent over the last year. This has led to 27% increase in homelessness and 80% of remaining renters being in housing stress. Swift solutions are needed, as the housing market struggles to meet surging demand with slow and limited supply. We cannot allow the housing market to kick out excess demand, as housing is an essential service. I propose implementing a rent cap on existing housing, a government-regulated measure limiting how much existing homeowners can increase rent and the frequency in which they can do so. The question becomes, what are the parameters around this rent cap? Well, in Canberra, a similar rent cap has been implemented, with it being 110% of the inflation, resulting in a 1.9% decrease in rent between June 2022 and June 2023. New South Wales and Queensland have already adopted rent cap in terms of frequency, allowing rent to only be adjusted once a year. Rent around these parameters would be ideal. While this policy may theoretically create economic deadweight, as the price of rent is below the economic equilibrium, in reality, keeping people in homes generates more economic growth than the loss from deadweight. In the long term, as supply increases, this will be phased out and deadweight loss will be kept to a minimum. For governments, this represents a non-expenditure policy, allowing them to focus on long-term solutions such as housing supply, while not losing out on short-term stability and focus. For homeowners, while this may seem like a loss in potential profits, constant turnovers in renters is not ideal. The adjustment period from renter to renter is long, leaving rent periods with no income. This rent cap would offer income stability. In the long term, as supply increases, the regulation would be eased out and the rent prices would be in accordance with the market. For renters, the policy would offer much needed stress relief from frequent rent hikes, contributing to housing stress and greater economic welfare. In the long term, with increased housing supply, this regulation would be eased, ensuring not another rental crisis. For investors, the proposed rent cap would only apply to existing housing, leaving new housing untouched to avoid deterring domestic and international supply. This plays a crucial role, as shown by the Minnesota case, where two neighbouring cities implemented a rent cap. The one including rent housing showed an 80% decrease in permits, while the one that didn't include new housing saw a 67% increase in permits. In conclusion, a rent cap eases financial pressure on government, house owners and renters, both in short and long term, without deterring investors. It ultimately promotes the greater welfare of Australian people. Thank you for listening.